How did you learn best? Great question, right? And so we're asking ourselves, how do we absorb information? That's my question to you. How do you absorb information best? And so let me give you an acronym out there. It's called V.A.R.K. V for visual. In other words, if you're a visual learner, which there are many visual learners out there, they learn best from actually seeing the car, a picture of the car or the actual car. They can visualize it, and you can see and you can hear people say in so many instances, I can't really see that, I can't picture that. And so what you're talking to, generally speaking, is a visual. And then you have an A for auditory. I hear what you're saying is one of the common phrases, because they're listening to you. They're listening to your intonation. They're listening to how you're saying the words. And they have become accustomed to learning from listening. And maybe they're an audio book learner, right? They like to listen to books on tape. And maybe they are best from on the phone. They can listen, they can imagine, they can actually picture it from that auditory sensory perspective. And then the R is read write. In other words, they like to write notes. They like to draw mind maps, for those of you who have mind map. And even if you tell them something like, well, don't worry about taking notes. All of the notes are going to be given to you at the end of class. They still want to get their notepad, and they like to read and write, and they like to jot down notes, and they like to circle things, and they like to highlight things and things like that, right? And so that is a read write type of person as far as from a learning perspective. And the K is kinesthetic. And the kinesthetic learner doesn't want to hear or doesn't even want to see the software on the screen. What they want to do is just give me the mouse, give me the password to the software, and let me jump in there for a half hour. And you don't have to give me any, I'm not going to read any manuals. I don't need any instruction. Just let me play on this. And so they're kinesthetic. They like to feel the touch. They like to be involved with it from an overall perspective. And then the last one is actually multimodal. Now, most of us are multimodal. In other words, you might have a primary. So under the 4 levels of learning, you have one that stands out. And then there might be a secondary. And so those 2 ways that you learn best, if you are multimodal, you want to put yourself in that place. To answer the question, how do I learn best? How do I absorb information best? Is actually a very important concept, not only to internalize, to realize, but to put yourself in that learning mode more often than not. Again, Al with Digitized Learning. Have a great day and a great learning experience.